Winter break is over, finally, because after 2 weeks waiting and the loss against Lazio in the Super Final, it was time to have our dear Juventus back. So, for our very first weekly recap, we will speak about the game that just happened, Juventus versus Cagliari. We will speak about the new celebration song that we heard in the stadium, celebration song from Socios. Then we will cover different topics, starting with the goodbye from Mandzukic and Perin. We will also cover the welcome to Kulusevski. We will speak about Demiral. We will speak about Emre Can. But let's start with Juventus Cagliari. The game 4-0. Wow, what a result. Better way to start 2020? I don't believe so, especially because it was a long time that we didn't have a clean sheet. But I have to admit, I'm always scared when we play after the break, and especially on the 6th of January. Traditionally, we are not a good team after the break. We have a lot of questions. We don't know how the players come back. And I always have in mind game on the 6th of January 2011 against Parma, where we lost 4-1 at home. Incredible. And that was also the time where Quagliarella had this big injury. So if you look at the result, the final result only, you might think that all the problems of Juventus are gone. But that's totally not the case. If you look at the game, you see that the first half, we dominated the game for 45 minutes with a big possession, I believe over 60% possession, but we were never dangerous. Looking at the statistics, we see that we only had 2 shots on target over 45 minutes, where Cagliari were never in our half of the field. So I looked also at the highlights of the game after seeing the game, and the only moment they showed from that first half was Demiral header against the post at the 36th minute. That was it for the first half. When we look at the players, we see that Ramsey, he played okay defensively, but he didn't brought up the offensive magic that we are waiting from him. Playing in vertical was really difficult in that first half, so a bit lost Ramsey. I was a bit expecting a bit more from him. And then Matuidi. I love Matuidi, he's my man, but again, he slowed down the game. And it's a pity, because then you see some movements from players. They go a bit in the forward of the field. They create actions or possible actions, and Matuidi realized that he didn't have actually the skills to make that key passes, and he preferred to slow down the game, giving to the left or going back. Going back. And then we start with the second half, and suddenly, boom, what a second half. Another Juventus came out of that dressing room. Crazy, crazy. I start to speak a bit faster because that second half was crazy. With the 49 minute, and you see Ronaldo with a phenomenal acceleration, actually taking advantage of a big error of Cagliari. So 1-0, Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. What I really loved in that game was that we didn't stop playing. We continue pressing and attacking, looking for that second goal. And at the 67th minute, thanks to a lovely run of Dybala, he gave us a penalty that Ronaldo was able to score. 11 minutes after coming on the field, you see Higuain, thanks to an assist from Ronaldo, finding the 3-0. And 1 minute later, Douglas Costa make a crazy run with his dribble we were used to, assist Ronaldo, who makes a hat-trick. Crazy second half. Summing up the game, we can say that we saw a totally different Juventus than in the first half. Here we had, for example, 8 shots on target with 50% conversion rate versus 2 shots on target in the first half with 0% conversion rate because we didn't score. What I really loved about the game was the fact that even after the first 0 or the 1-0, we didn't stop attacking. We played really offensively, and you see it and you can notice that in the small details. For example, a throw-in with Dybala playing really quickly, and then you had the same situation a few minutes later with Alexandro playing the same style. So really quickly to the front. So don't stop the game, don't wait, don't froze or don't try to freeze at 1-0. We really played quickly, and that was beautiful to see. I have to admit, and maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but from the 70th minute until the end of the game, another Juventus Parma came up to my mind. I remember the one of 2011, our first game home, where we won 4-1. It was the start of everything, actually, from our 8 consecutive Scudettos. But maybe, again, I'm exaggerating a bit, but everything was aligned. The stadium singing again, maybe a bit louder when Nainggolan held the bell than to support our players. But you saw an atmosphere from the tifosis. It was also sunny, not the August temperature for sure because we are in January, but it was sunny. It was an afternoon game. So I thought about Juventus Parma. Let's hope we can continue like that because that was the start of everything. Another thing I have to say to sum up and to close the game was that I saw some progression from Rabiot, especially in the second half. Really happy with Rabiot's game, really good. I believe that really soon we will see him playing on the left with Matuidi on the bench and Bentancur on the right with Pjanic actually playing in between them. So it will be Rabiot on the left, Pjanic and Bentancur. That's what I believe will happen really soon, maybe already versus Roma. Last one, and then we can close. De Ligt, and here it's a kind of alarm bell for me. I hope De Ligt being benched on the 6th of January after the Supercoppa will not start to be a problem, because it was a big investment from the management with 85 million euros, and so yeah, for me De Ligt has to play. So again, congratulations with the 4-0, really happy with the result, with the second half, and let's hope next week against Roma we can continue those beautiful performances. Let's move on to our other topic, Socios celebration song. So what does it mean? Today was a really special day because for the first time in 8 long years we changed our celebration song. So every time we score a goal we had a special song dedicated to that. But with a vote online with Socios.com, we were able to change that for the first time in history. So we had 4 different choices, with the first one Blink 182 with all the small things, and the second choice was Blur with Song 2. Third choice we had was Jump Around from House of Pain, and the fourth one finally was POD Boom. So what did we choose?
Because yes, thanks to the Socios vote system, we decided the new celebration song. And looks like the song brought a lot of luck to Cristiano, because he didn't score 1, not 2, but 3 goals. Maybe he was listening to it in his iPod Shuffle before the game. Let's discover with a video from the stadium. Let's hope we will hear Blur with Song 2 a lot of time in the future. I'm already curious what the next vote will be. To participate and win this bag as a first giveaway, just like the video and leave a comment. A winner will be picked up randomly very soon.
After more than 4 seasons, 162 games and 44 goals, Mario Mandzukic left Juventus. He went on a free transfer to the club of Benatia in Qatar. He will play with his old teammates. Am I sad about that news? Yes and no. Mario Mandzukic is a warrior. He proved a lot of things playing with us. He was a real warrior playing, doing sacrifices for the team, and he did really well. I bought one of his shirts, so I'm really happy that he was in our club for 4 years. But I believe, and that's my opinion, I believe it was time for Mario to leave. So I'm a bit sad how it happened, because at the end, when you have a player like that that give his heart for the club, it's really sad to see him going like that. I prefer to have a round of the stadium like Buffon had, like Del Piero had, not Marquise on the other way, but those kinds of big applauses. That's what I believe Mario Mandzukic deserves. Not only Mario Mandzukic, but also Mattia Perin left the club, this time on loan. So maybe he will come back, maybe not. Let's see. But Perin, I was really thinking that he could be our next big goalkeeper. Unfortunately, he played only 9 games with us last season, and now he went back to his previous club, Genoa. The really nice and big thing that happened during this brief mercato, because it just opened, was actually having signed Dejan Kulusevski, a young player that came out of nowhere, because actually everyone was thinking he's going to Inter. Marotta is chasing him. They were sure to have him or in January or in July, but it was an Inter thing. I saw already a lot of pictures from him with the Inter shirt and everything, but at the end Paratici came out of nowhere. He took him, he said, okay, on the 2nd January, you go at the Juventus medicals, and then you go in our beautiful office and you sign the papers, because we took him for 35 millions plus 9 of bonus. Not sure if we will pay them or not. I believe half of them were quite easy to reach, the other one were a bit more difficult. What Dejan Kulusevski did already in his brief career were 4 games last year with Atalanta. Gasperini was not really sure to give him a spot in the 11 for this season, so they loaned him out to Parma, and he's doing a phenomenal job. So this year he already did 17 appearances in Serie A for Parma, with 4 goals and 7 assists, and also 2 appearances in Coppa Italia. So I wish you, Dejan, a lot of luck. Continue like you were doing at Parma. We will be there. We will wait for you until next season. So good luck, Dejan, and come back as soon as possible. Ciao, Dejan. Will Juventus sell Demiral? The new Montero will stay at Juventus. So that's a fact. At least that's what Di Marzio and Romeo Agresti are saying, because Leicester and Dortmund made a first offer to Juventus that we rejected. They even put more money on the table, but Juventus is sure that they will reject all the different offers for Demiral. So Demiral will stay at Juventus. So the new Montero will make all the fans happy. A name that we read every day in this brief mercato is Emre Can. Emre Can is linked with every single player, every transaction, every club. So difficult situation, especially because it's really difficult to understand for us as fans. We know that we have Khedira injured for a long time. We know that Emre Can was not in the first Champions League list, so we know he's not really there at the 100%. Mentally, he was not really fit, and I speak about mentally fit and not his physical conditions, because he was not injured. But Emre Can is not there. So the first rumors we heard was a swap with Paris Saint-Germain, to have him swapped with Paredes, good friends of Paulo Dybala. Could have been possible, because it's another midfielder and we need someone in the midfield, but looks like Leonardo from Paris Saint-Germain asked a swap Emre Can plus money for Paredes, or Emre Can and De Sciglio for Paredes, and Paratici said no. I believe he did really well, so that swap would not have been correct. Other things I heard about Emre Can was him going to Dortmund, or him going to Manchester United, having Pogba instead, for sure paying a bit more money. But one of the last news I heard about the Emre Can deal is that at the moment everything is blocked and Sarri will try to recuperate him. At least for the first weeks of January, those are the last updates on Emre Can. Will he stay or not? I don't know. I really believe in that young player of 25 years old because he's really good. He proved a lot last year, so I believe in him. But if mentally you're not able to reach a certain level at Juventus, because at the end of November, December, you already had a lot of changes. For me, if mentally you're not there, then it's maybe better to find a great agreement with the club and try your chance somewhere else. Guys, this sums up my first weekly recap. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope you looked and watched until the end. Don't forget to comment and like to make a chance to win the giveaway. And as always, Forza Juve!